today at Donington Park. We're back at one of the world's most iconic tracks, Donington Park. Today is an open pit lane track day and we've got a real mix of things going on. We have racing teams carrying out some pre-season testing, to track day heroes in their road cars enjoying a day out tackling craner curves. As always, we'll be taking a look at some of the best and most interesting cars here and take in all the action on this very cold, very damp winter's day. And what better place to begin than with this Nissan GT-R. The GT-R has so much racing pedigree, famous for its GT3 and Super GT variants, as well as being an ever popular choice in time attack. Despite this, in the UK at least, you don't really see them being used as track day cars very often. So when you do see one out on track, it always feels like a little bit of a treat, especially when you love the GT-R as much as I do. The owner told me this car is running 1100 horsepower and was his time attack car for many years. Nowadays though, it's just a track toy for him and is even road legal. The Citroën Saxo VTS was a UK hot hatch hero back in its day. If you were 17 years old and had just passed your driving test, you wanted one of these. Its peppy little 1.6 litre twin cam engine may have only made 120 horsepower in factory form, but with a curb weight of around 950 kilos, it delivers that classic lightweight hot hatch feel. This particular example has had that formula built upon, with more power now running 160 horsepower, weight reduction all round, and your usual track day mods to the interior and suspension. Its party piece though is a set of individual throttle bodies, which meant that this was one of the best sounding cars out on track. As always, there were plenty of BMWs out to play, including a couple of E92 M3s with their amazing wailing V8s. There was this lovely F82 M4 in one of the greatest colours ever, Yas Marina Blue, with an excellent number plate. And this rare little 130i with its unique combination of a 3 litre straight 6 engine, rear wheel drive and a hatchback body. I think these will be very sought after one day. But the BMW I really want to show some love to is this G87 M2. Like many other current model BMWs, I've never been quite sure on the styling with these. But finished in white with its white wheels, I think this just looks so good. The owner told me he's only had this car a few months and this is already his second track day with it. The G87's performance credentials were never up for debate, but the styling has always split opinion. I think this example is proof that in the right colour, these cars can look the business. I've heard the UK referred to as the home of motorsport many times, and there are plenty of reasons why that title fits. From world famous F1 teams like McLaren, Red Bull and Williams, to legendary circuits such as Donington Park, Silverstone and Brands Hatch, and drivers like Lewis Hamilton, Sterling Moss, Jim Clark. Our motorsport heritage runs deep. That quality all the way at the top has only strengthened our grassroots scenes, and there were plenty of club racers out testing. Team Avago were here testing a pair of R53 Mini Challenge cars, which look like a couple of angry little Jack Russells. Check out the rake on these cars. That's when the rear suspension sits higher than the front. Now, I'm no motorsports engineer, but I've been told that this is to help with the front end grip and the rear aero balance. Engineers, let me know more in the comments. It makes for a really interesting look, which seems to be quite unique to these Mini Challenge cars. There were plenty more minis out on track, including this much newer, almost box fresh JCW. But my heart belongs to this immaculate R53 road car. Nothing beats that supercharger whine. This pocket-sized Ford is a racer known as an enduro car. These little beasts compete in a series of endurance races across the UK, including a 24-hour race which is at Anglesey this season. This series regularly has big names competing in it, with touring car drivers regularly dipping their toes in. Even Le Mans winner Nick Tandy has been out racing in one of these. I think that says it all about how fun these cars are to race in. As always, there were plenty of caterers out doing their thing. I like how when you see these cars, you usually see them all huddled together in the pit lane, like a cute little gang of racers. This Locust kit car was sat outside the garages, and it almost feels like he wasn't invited to join the gang. This NB Mazda MX-5 had some really interesting aggressive aero. From its huge front air dam to its giant rear wing and massive diffuser, it almost looked like it was ready to tackle Pikes Peak. I got chatting to the owners and they were busy testing all types of different new aero for the car. Every time I walked past their pit box, they were adjusting things, replacing elements. I saw them fit 3 different rear wings alone, including this carbon fibre Porsche Cayman GT-4 RS wing with these custom-made swan neck mounts. They told me they've got big plans for this car, including a turbo conversion soon. Hopefully we'll see it out again this year in its next evolution. Now there were plenty of serious track day cars here, and there were plenty of race cars as well, but there were a couple of cars that really caught my eye because they're just not the sort of thing you normally see at the track. The first was this Subaru Forester. Known as a cross sport, this version of the Forester is powered by the same 2-litre turbocharged boxer engine that you'll find in the Impreza. It's basically a rally car in a Barber jacket. Despite the brakes getting a little bit hot, the owner said that it was performing brilliantly. The other was this Mercedes-Benz C320 CDI. Diesel-powered track cars are pretty uncommon anyway, but even more so when they're powering a German luxury car. This Merc genuinely looked fantastic with its lowered suspension and spaced out wheels. It was giving me proper early 2000s DTM vibes. The Toyota MR2 Roadster is having such a moment right now. There are a couple running today, including this lovely looking silver car, and I just had to take a moment to appreciate how much love these cars are finally getting. I remember it wasn't that long ago that people didn't seem to like these very much, generally preferring the previous generation with their turbocharged engines, but I'm really happy that people are starting to give these cars the love they deserve. The chassis on these cars has always been very capable, and with a Toyota 2ZZ engine conversion, you basically got a Tesco value Lotus Elise. The Aston Martin V8 Vantage has to be one of the prettiest cars ever made. Can you believe that this is a 20-plus-year-old design? It looks absolutely timeless. The 4.3 litre dry sump V8 engine also has a glorious soundtrack. In terms of looks and sounds straight out the box, there can't be many cars that do it better. On the topic of timeless supercars, how good does this Audi R8 still look? I've heard that these early Audi R8s have a character all of their own, being very easy and rewarding to drive on the limit. I always say that at a racetrack, you'll find some of the most interesting cars in the car park. Today delivered the goods in the form of this lovely Mazda RX-8. This super tidy Mark 8 Ford Fiesta ST. And this Renault Clio RS200 Cup. The owner told me that this car has a newly forged engine and will be getting a supercharger soon. Would you believe me if I told you that the FN2 Honda Civic Type R is my favourite CTR? I love the futuristic styling on these, and did you know they are so cheap to buy right now? A nice one of these will cost you half as much as an equivalent EP3. I'd love to know what's going on with the front bumper on this one. Is this off a touring car or something? I don't know. If you've made it this far and enjoyed the video, I'd really appreciate it if you could drop me a like. My fingers still haven't thawed out from this day, it was that cold. If you were at this track day, as always, make sure you say hello in the comments. And if you aren't already, do subscribe for more weekly UK car culture videos. Thank you so much for watching.